right. Time for another, and let's go ahead and dial in. And
he's calling. What do I do? I don't want to do this. All right. You know what? This is Kane Super Swat Snooker's private line. This is his cousin Abel, Papa Pump Snooker. How can I help you today?
Really? We're doing this?
Son, I have no idea what you're talking about, boy. Well, look at here. I'm helping out Kane. He's not here right now. So how can I help you?
I can see you, There's a video call.
Boy, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't see anything. You can't see anything. This is Abel, Big Papa Pump, Snooker. And I'm here to help out Kane today. Boy, if you don't tell me what's going on, I'm going to tell you off.
Look to your left. Hi. What's up? How's it going? What's going on?
I'm going to give you Kane right now. Hold on 1 second. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Hi, what's up? What was that?
What was what?
What was that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So we're just gonna blow past the fact that you were just pretending to be someone else to get out of talking about Elimination Chamber.
You know me too well. It's come on, dude. Would you really want to do one after what you thought would have been awesome pay-per-view and still kind of awesome, but so predictable?
It's our job, man. Got to do it.
You're right. You know what? Put up my brave face. Oh, Trish, this is for you. Man, it is crazy right now, folks. This is crazy over here. I'm Kane Super Hot Snooker. This is my man from Nolans, Comedy the Faded Saint, and you are in Off the Ropes. Welcome back to Off the Ropes. I am your main man, Kane Super Hot Snooker, and I got my man over there from Nolans, Comedy the Faded Saint, and we are here today for probably the most shortest, I hope shortest, God, we talk too much, pay-per-view review of our season. Mostly because of the fact that this is going to be our first one where we actually get to have a single pay-per-view discussion going into the road to WrestleMania with only one more pay-per-view before that, which is Fastlane, which will also get its own individual pay-per-view session episode, which is awesome. And then, of course, even top of that, after Mania, WWE decided to give us the Golden Goose and include it where both SmackDown and Raw will have a singular pay-per-view to share. So it's just going to be the easy life for all of us here over at Off the Ropes County. And I have to say, man, this was Elimination Chamber. Oh, boy. I just have to say, fun show. Most predictable show, I have to say, going in. But how you doing over there, Saint? Too early for this already. We didn't even talk about it yet.
We already knew it was going to happen.
My God, Michael.
I did not love it, Michael. But, I mean, yeah, God, thank God that we are not doing 2 pay-per-views a month anymore. We got behind, we got behind, over the holiday season, but 1 pay-per-view a month. And then after WrestleMania, all the pay-per-views are dual-branded. Which, I don't know how I feel about the dual-branded ones, but I do like the 1 pay-per-view a month. That's going to go a long way to curbing burnout. Hey, I started watching 205 Live again ever since they decided to actually let Trips run it, and now it's actually, more like the Cruiserweight Classic again. It's pretty damn good.
I'm going to have to take your word for that right now. I haven't had a chance to dump into anything besides SmackDown and Raw right now. And I even heard NXT was really good the last 2 weeks. I'm on that edge already, man. I'm being burnt out. And thankfully, you're right. We're not doing double pack pay-per-views anymore. So maybe we'll be able to smooth things out and be able to enjoy life a little bit better.
We got four whole weeks in between the last pay-per-view and this one. I mean, we get 2 weeks between this one and the next one, but then it's 4 weeks to WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was kind of their cram session because they kind of need it, because without SmackDown going into a go-home pay-per-view before the big one is kind of like unnecessarily crazy.
And we're going to talk about that, and hey, if we can keep this under an hour and we can make that kind of consistent, we might even be able to start going full audio and putting this up somewhere other than YouTube for our dedicated 3 fans.
Oh, 3? We lost 3? No! Nani? What happened?
Well, I've got 3 who consistently listen to them, and one of them is Chris Jericho's favorite fan, L'Ariel. Because we don't have a break today, so I've got to get in the L2Js right up here at the beginning.
Well, this is true. I mean, Mammy Pappy and Abel Snuka can't really be counted in this case then. So it's all good. But let's just get into these matches then. Let's just talk about everything that's going on, especially with the pre-cook. Let's just face it.
Are we talking
about everything?
We're talking about Club versus the Miztourage.
Exactly.
So, I don't know if you had this. I was, of course, watching it as usual as I do with Veston, and I kind of made the joke as they came out that Bo, Curtis, some minions get their own music. They don't have to get their boss's music. Just saying. Because if you notice, the Miztourage came out to Miz's theme, but Club has their own.
This is true. But
no original music for you, Miztourage.
Then again, Club came into the game with their own club music, so who knows?
God, I hope they do something with Balor Club and they turn them all heel, and we get to see like the real Prince Devitt from New Japan that started Bullet Club.
I would hope so too. I mean, in this case, this was a pretty much clean and cut match of everything going on. We're not sure, certainly, if there's going to be an ongoing feud, because apparently the club is now going to Target after the titles, and that's kind of in the middle of a mixed bag too. So there's a lot of things going on right now that's happening, and hopefully by WrestleMania we do not have a crazy 8-man, 16,000-man tag team elimination match for the championship. Because it's going to be slow, it's going to be unprogressive, and someone who's not going to be the one we want is going to win. So let's just hope that they become a singular bout of 2, or just a classic tag on tag.
Bar versus Revival versus Club. I'm calling it right now.
Ugh, don't make it triple, please. I would love the Revival versus the Club. I would love the Club to actually.
Did you see what Dash Dawson, not the bald one.
Not the mama.
Right, not the bald one. Pointed out that they have beaten the Club. They have beaten Rhino and Slater. They have beaten the New Day. They have beaten the Usos. They have beaten the Miztourage, and they have beaten Titus Worldwide, who has gotten many at this point 2 in a row after 4 other matches that they had, and they have never received a single title shot since they were called up to the main roster. Now, what they're neglecting to say is that they've both been injured for the majority of their first year on the roster.
I think there's a trust thing going on. I think Vince has this weird thing where if you've been injured, there's like a policy that they probably cooped up that's like you can't have a belt for like a 6 months or a year or whatever. Because look what happened to Finn. Same situation. Was on the road to a really good, prosperous year, and on day 1 of getting that belt, loses it all with that shoulder injury. And ever since then, hasn't recovered successfully. So, in this case, I think that this is like one of those things, because I think even the Bar, when they had a sidebar, the Bar with
Cesaro knocking his teeth up into his head.
They didn't get any title action for a while either. So I think there's a conspiracy here.
No, because they didn't get any action for a while because they had to bolt, because he didn't just break his teeth. He broke the front of his skull that holds his teeth.
Yes.
So they had to bolt it in there. But I'll tell you what, Cesaro got points because he wrestled that freaking match for like 20 minutes like that. So he finished the match. That's what Vince likes. He likes that old school mentality. But we have gone way off target. Look, this is a pre-cook match, guys. You know how it went. Club over the Miztourage with the Magic Killer. And that brought us into the Elimination Chamber proper. And we started off straight up with the Women's Elimination Chamber. It was the Goddess, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Sasha, Sonya Deville, not Trish Stratus, and Mickie James versus all of themselves for the women's title. No, I'm sorry. We made this decree last time. The Universal title.
Yes.
And I'm not even gonna qualify it as the women's Universal title anymore. It is the Universal title because it's more prolific than the one that that Brick Lego is holding. She defends it more. And I want to go off and I want to say, real fast, who in their goddamn right mind thought that it was going to be a good idea to sit there and say, you know what, let's have Alexa go complain about the fact that Brock isn't defending, and she is. And she'll be the bad guy in that. Didn't
we have this discussion the last time too?
Did we? It bears repeating because it's stupid. It is. Right. It's stupid. I don't know who thought she was going to come off, how she was going to come off as a heel. She didn't, because everything she said was right. She's always there. She had to defend her belt. Brock got the night off. Brock got to go hang out with Dana White, and instead of come to the Elimination Chamber. So, I mean, whatever. But this was a pretty brutal, fast-paced match. The story of the match was, basically, we started off with Bayley and Sonya Deville. They beat the crap out of each other, and I would like to say that I called the exact order that they entered in. And you can check with Vest, because it's like, who comes in next? Mandy Rose. So then it's Absolution versus Bayley.
It was very... I'm going to say this right now. For the very first Women's Elimination Chamber, I thought it was awesome.
I thought it was awesome too. I'm not taking away from it.
What killed me is they definitely storyboarded the whole... They definitely took the piss out of the random entry. Because,
oh, God. Was it not the most predictable order that everything could have gone into?
Like, obviously, they're not going to put Alexa in until the deep end of that situation. So that sucked. They might as well have done what they did with Elias. They should have had it where they all qualified into one of those who comes out next thing, because that would at least make it more interesting to say, hey, they beat the crap out of each other for that.
They would have had to have dedicated more than one segment on Raw to them for that.
This is true. Sucks, but it's true.
I mean, look, I don't mean, if I'm going to steal a Lance Storm line, if I can be serious for a minute. This is the problem. The men's match had a really great build-up, including that goddamn gauntlet match, which we will talk about when we talk about the men's match. But the men's match had such great build-up. We knew the competitors the entire time. They could have had just as good of a build-up for the women's match. They could have done the exact same thing, but they didn't. And so it felt a little bit lackluster. And again, like we were both saying, it was pretty much the most predictable thing that you could have seen as far as order-wise. Bayley and Sonya start off. Mandy comes in. Sasha comes in. Mickie comes in. And then everyone except Sasha and Bayley are eliminated by the time Alexa finally enters in. Sasha eventually backstabs Bayley. Alexa manages to get Bayley on a surprise pin. Alexa then manages to get Sasha, your winner, and still Universal Champion Alexa Bliss. It was very formulaic. They didn't take any risks. They didn't do anything like crazy and out of the way. It was a great match. Everyone was competitive. I especially liked the beginning with Sonya Deville and Bayley. Sonya Deville is going to go far. She really is. 5 of the women in this match are future Hall of Famers.
Really?
One isn't?
Really?
Yeah, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Which one do you think isn't?
I don't know.
Not Trish Stratus.
Mickles? Not Mickles.
No, not Michaels. Michaels totally deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Mandy Rose.
Okay. She's going to be
No, she's not going to be a Hall of Famer. The rest of them, I can see them being Hall of Famers, like with really great careers ahead of them right now.
But why?
Sonya Deville is a great striker. She has an
MMA
MMA
Mandy,
background.
why not Mandy?
Because her gimmick is I'm Trish Stratus. That's her entire gimmick.
I thought that was Mickie James' deal.
No, Mickie James is Mickie James. Like, she's crazy, but she's also like the wily veteran. Sonya is the MMA, legit tough lady. Alexa is the goddess and the first SmackDown and Raw's women's champion. Bayley can do great matches, even though they greatly just cripple her with that character. Sasha basically is like the female bump machine. Mandy Rose just
Meh.
But it was a great match, and then Alexa had everyone fooled after the match, like she was going to do a face turn or some shit like that. Like even you messaged like our group and was like, are they about to like pull the heel right out from under her? And then she brought it right back, and it's like, oh no, y'all are never going to accomplish anything because this is my deal. And it's like, yep, that's what makes her
I'm the heel that runs this deal.
No, I'm the heel. I'm the heel. Somebody's gonna get sued. Someone's gonna get sued. Just saying.
For $1.
At any rate, Alexa Bliss wins and retains the Universal Championship.
And I'm telling you right now, Alexa Bliss, to me, is like right up there with The Miz right now on knowing how to be a good heel in the middle of a fuck zone. Because
it's too bad she's gonna die at WrestleMania.
I know, because Asuka's gonna win. She is the Goldberg of freaking women's wrestling right now. It's killing me. Granted, she is good. I mean, Goldberg was trash. I mean, he was just a stunt man pretty much compared to Asuka in wrestling. But I have to say, they are writing her into a very bad corner. They need to make her humble.
Yeah, but they did the same thing in NXT. And the problem was,
yeah, but they had a bow out for injury. She didn't even lose the title. She had a
well, you know what? Let's get to our Asuka complaints when we get to Asuka's match. For now, your winner, Alexa Bliss. Which brings us to the match nobody demanded.
The early piss match.
The Bar. Sheamus and Cesaro versus Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews with Dana Brooks, collectively known as Titus Worldwide, for the tag team championship.
I have to say, I was really rooting for Titus, and
they weren't gonna.
Yeah, but you know what? What sucks about this though is this was the February pay-per-view. This is the pay-per-view that it could tip the scale on how people think WWE decided to do. With
are you saying you think that they might have given it to him because it's Black History Month?
I'm not saying that's the reason why. I'm talking about the perspective of fans. Like if you didn't let them win, and if you're not going to do anything about them after this pay-per-view, then you are tokenizing this match because it's February and it is Black History Month. You know,
now that you mentioned it, when the primetime players, which of course was Titus O'Neil and Darren Young, they won their first and only tag team title reign at Elimination Chamber in February. I'm now realizing. Anyway, this match was...
I just want to make things very clear. I don't condone any type of tokenism whatsoever. And if they do not make them prosperous after this pay-per-view, if they just shut this down, where it's not even them anymore basically in the limelight, they don't have good matches, then I am officially going to be PO'd on WWE tokenizing this match because it's the only right now, as far as top players that are African American, Titus O'Neil on Raw at least, it's Titus and Apollo. They showed a lot of work that made them deserve this match at Elimination Chamber.
Okay,
they won over the Bar already. They've done a couple of great matches. But if they're just going to sap away after this, then that's not fair because, I mean, in this case, you can't even talk about the New Day on SmackDown because they've overridden everything that they just
they transcend the brand.
Yeah, they're beyond untouchable now.
Well, here's the problem with that. Yeah, the problem with that is strictly, dude. After WrestleMania, those pay-per-views are dual brands. Even if they add an extra hour to the main pay-per-view and bring them up to 4 hours, they are never gonna see a freaking pay-per-view again unless it's in a multi-team match, unless they bring back tag team turmoil to make that shit work. That's we'll save that for the end. But I mean, this was
the next time we're gonna see them, it's gonna be in the freaking probably Battle Royale.
Under the giant, yeah. So I mean, this is an all right match, but let's be honest here. This match was only going to end one way. That's going to become kind of the theme for tonight's pay-per-view. It's like, yeah, this was good, but it was only ever going to end one way. Yeah, the women's elimination chamber match was good, but it was only ever going to end one way. Same thing with this. This match was good, but it was only ever going to end one way, and that was with the white noise forearm combo for your winners and still Universal Tag Team Champions, The Bar. Which brings us to Asuka's Gonna Kill You versus Nia Jax, or as I like to call it, oh no, my vulnerable neck! How did she know it was my only weakness?
The Death Star technique.
I would like to point out, and I actually need to clarify because I told Destin that I was blocked by Coach Jonathan Coachman. As it turned out, that must have been a glitch because I went back and I looked and I'm no longer blocked by him, or I wasn't blocked at him at all.
Why would you be blocked to begin with? What'd you do?
So, on the Raw right before the pay-per-view, when Asuka gave that horrible interview, FYI, get her a manager.
Get her a Paul Heyman
talking for her. Yeah. It's not that I've got a problem. It's just that was so long and it was so hard to get through. But Nia jumps her, beats her up a whole bunch, and then Coach makes the comment that Asuka has never met anyone like Nia Jax. I made this comment on Facebook, as many of my friends saw. I made this comment in our chat, and then I went to Twitter and I tweeted, Coach, you need to get them to give you the network or something because Asuka has in fact met someone like Nia Jax in NXT. She met Nia Jax and beat her in NXT.
So true.
And I thought I was blocked, but it must have been a glitch because I went back on Monday and I'm not blocked anymore. That makes more sense. I was trying to figure out what about my little innocent.
What did I do wrong, Daddy?
Oh no, Kami the Faded Saint was mean to me. And
Michael think that way. JBL used to tell Michael Cole used to tell JBL, like, oh look, like all these people here are hating on me on my Twitter thread. He goes, how many? He goes, 100. He goes, look at how many people you have following you. This is not even close to what you have to worry about.
So this match, it was a good match, but there was only ever going to end one way. And it was pretty much, if you've seen their match in NXT, it wasn't a carbon copy of it, but it was along the same lines. It was Asuka trying to get offense, Nia being the unstoppable force, swatting her aside, using her size advantage, her strength advantage. Asuka getting a whole bunch of really quick submissions on her, including the "oh no, my vulnerable neck" spot where she puts her in a guillotine, and a quick roll up for the win. Nia Jax loses her opportunity to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Your winner, Asuka. But the real story was the beatdown after the match.
Yeah, the crush. The OMG moment.
Nia did not take kindly to being pinned. Nia did not take kindly to not being at WrestleMania. Nia took Asuka through the freaking barricade, Roman Reigns style. Jojo noped the fuck out of there. True. Man, I did not even see her get out of there. Like she noped out of there so hard. Like all of a sudden, I realized she was there, and then she wasn't. She was over by the announce table.
Very true.
Ow. But I mean, yay, Asuka won. I mean, do you really have anything to add to that?
I actually don't, because I guess this is the ground zero of predictable match that happens. Like, I don't even know why we even bother having a match where Asuka is versing anymore, because we all know that they're not gonna give her wrestling loss to anybody, but to me, Charlotte is probably the
Charlotte or Ronda Rousey. And
fucking A if it's Ronda. Fucking A if it is, because god damn it, she was so... we're going to talk about it in a minute anyway, because unfortunately we can't skip the next two things that happened in this pay-per-view.
No. But I mean...
I have to say, it better not be Ronda.
But I mean, again, it's like... It was like, you look at this match and you go, it doesn't do Nia any favors, because they're not going to give Nia Jax... If they haven't gotten on the Nia Jax train yet, they're not going to get on it now.
Someone needs to call The Rock's cousin.
Exactly. And you know, it was one of those things where they were never going to make this happen. It was never going to be Nia. Not yet, at least. I mean, Asuka's first loss is going to be big. They're going to make a freaking huge deal out of it because they've built it up so much. And that's the way it's going to be.
Imagine if the loss is from Alexa at WrestleMania. The pop. The freaking pop.
The heel heat. If they let Alexa pin Asuka or submit Asuka, oh my God, she would be the hottest heel in the company.
Yeah.
We would never.
Or the switch would make it so that she is so lovable. I have no idea.
I doubt it. They would be
because
the heel
look
heat
at
would
the
be
crowd
real.
change. Look at the crowd change going back to the EC match. Because she's an all-star. She had like the best. I would say one of the best promos that was still predictable, but it was just goddamn good because you don't know if she was legit for the first couple minutes.
Yeah, she looked like she was crying there for a little bit.
like this was a legit awesome moment, and then she just flipped that switch to none of you deserve this kind of attitude, and I was like, whoa, Jekyll and Hyde up in here. So, you know, this is one of those opportunities. She has the ability to switch the crowd to her favor. So I don't know. This might be one of those situations where they might even love her more that she broke the streak.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to happen though. I think they're set on Asuka being the killer.
Can we get to who could laugh the weirdest match?
Oh, are we talking about Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray
Wyatt? Wonderful.
I mean, once again, this was a decent match. It was only ever going to end one way.
Touching ourselves?
It was only going to win. It was only ever going to end with Matt Hardy winning, because Bray had already gotten the win on Raw's 1000th episode.
Yeah, this is
or whatever, Raw 25 or whatever it was. And it was.
The thing is, you think we're gonna have to wait till Mania for the rubber match?
I don't know. I'm hoping that by Mania, Bray and Matt are a tag team.
Yeah, let's hope. Or from what I'm being told, a certain Brother Nero is supposed to appear.
I hope it's Brother Nero and not Itchweed.
Yeah, that was a little weird. Itchweed.
I had to explain to Fest who Itchweed was. Because Fest doesn't have the time to go track down Impact and all of that stuff, man. And so I mentioned Itchweed, and he was like, "Who's Itchweed?" And so, for those of you who don't know, Jeff Hardy had multiple roles in the Broken Universe over in Impact. One of which was this character called Itchweed. So basically, if you take Mortis, the Mexicools, and you put them together with like broken Matt Hardy, give him a weed eater and a John Deere riding lawnmower, that was Itchweed, and a really bad hick Southern accent.
Didn't Brother Nero have an alternative character too?
That was Brother Nero's alternative character, Itchweed.
No, it was all white.
Oh, are you talking about Willow? No, let's
Yeah.
not talk. Let's not talk about Willow. We don't need to talk about
Well, we
Willow.
shouldn't even talk about TNA to begin with, even though they're slowly, cancerously getting inside the WWE somehow. Anyway, let's just get going.
Yeah. We're avoiding what we need to talk about next, which is the contract signing of Ronda Rousey. And you know what? You know what? No. You're gonna have to do this.
I'm gonna officially. I think our official nickname for her should be not Rowdy Ronda Rousey. It should be Rowdy Green Rousey. Because damn, my God, does that woman need freaking? I thought maybe because they had her off. Like they should have. They should have done. They should have done interviews in dark matches, so she can get used to the crowds. I don't know what they were doing, but for fuck's sakes, woman, get your shit together. You're about to be a main eventer for the WWE. They're not gonna put you in the back and have you not fight like some random women's wrestler. You're going to probably either be the Brock Lesnar of the women's division, which I really hope that doesn't include you keeping the title without anybody competing for it, or you're gonna be in every goddamn event some way somehow for at least a year, and then you're gonna fuck off afterwards. I have no idea.
Here's my problem with this.
Before I go off of course, is the fact that this is the same crap they do to every goddamn celebrity that's bigger than the WWE comes in, and they sit on them, and they do something weird, and then they get self-entitled, and then I don't know if they either fizzle away or their ego throws them away or something. But I can't see Ronda Rousey being a consecutive competitor. I think she's going to be a contract eater, and we're not going to see her after a year.
I don't know. I feel differently about it. Okay, here goes. She is a lifelong wrestling fan. And so, and that she was legitimately tearing up while she was talking, because she did ask Roddy Piper, who was legitimately her favorite wrestler, if she could use the Rowdy name. And she got the blessing from him. She got the blessing from his family after he died, so that she could walk out to his music, wear his merch. Everything that she's done to keep the Rowdy part of it has been from the blessing of the Piper estate. So for those people who are like calling her a gimmick stealer, fuck off. She went through the proper channels, and it's an homage. It's not a gimmick stealing deal. That being said, after we got past the parts where she had to talk, when Kurt Angle was basically saying all the stuff that he was saying, when it was just down to Ronda, and she stopped talking and she just went directly into Stephanie's face, that was the payoff. That was the good part of it. And
she's good with the Stone Cold face. I'll give her that.
She's good with the pissed face. And the following night on Raw, when like they were like, okay, we need to get an apology out of you, there was some stuff, and then they hit her music. They hit her music instead of Kurt Angle's music, and then she just went straight down to the ring. Oh, that was like, okay. I mean, it was something that we in Fest were talking about, like, why does it have to be this way? Why? Because this is what gets you to the match at Mania. And this is the most compelling match. Kind of. Here's the thing. I don't really want to see Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Steph. I've told you what apparently they're doing. I told Vest. So here's apparently what's going on. Apparently Ronda's being brought in to raise Stephanie's profile in media, to make her a better media commodity. I don't know what the fuck that means. Yeah. I don't know if that means she wants to be an actor like The Rock or what now, but
I doubt the acting.
If we're gonna do the Ronda versus Stephanie and Trips, I would like to propose something that I saw on Facebook earlier today. Something that's a little better. Something along the lines of Kurt is not able to compete because, he's got a screwed up neck, and, the whole thing at TLC was a one-time thing. What if we put something else in there? We use this Ronda Rousey star power. We use this Triple H Stephanie star power to make a bigger match.
I know exactly what you're talking about. He deserves so much better.
give the rub to somebody who can use it. And of course, I am talking about the other storyline that was set up at Survivor Series. Braun Strowman.
Braun!
Can you imagine? Can you imagine Braun Strowman and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie?
As much as I would love to, he deserves so much better than that.
I agree, and we will get to that in a second. But I think that's a better match. That's a match that I would want to see a little bit more than I love Kurt Angle. I do. I want to see Kurt Angle wrestle again, but I'm just not into this match.
Yeah. His neck looks like a bubble pack right now. He's got no way to do anything good with that.
Yeah.
And the only reason why the ankle slam was a workable move in TLC is because his neck was on the back of someone's stomach. So he had the pillow shot. But he didn't take any serious bumps that night. And I don't think he could take it. I don't even think he could take. Did he take a pedigree that night in Survivor Series?
Yes.
Oh, he did.
Yes,
okay.
he did. Yeah.
Well, Triple H has got.
He took some bumps, but you can go see what we thought of that match. We did not think good things of that match.
No, that obviously the men's Survivor Series match,
especially when we got towards the end where it was 4 old guys and Braun.
Yeah. Now, as much as like I said, if you want to get to it, I'm getting to it now. Braun deserves better. I don't care about these little gimmick matches. I personally would love Stephanie just to verse Ronda alone. No Triple H. Triple H versus Kurt Angle.
That's not gonna
That'd
happen.
be great.
No way is that gonna happen.
I agree. It ain't gonna happen. But man, I just wish if it was a perfect world, I would love for them to grow organic. Another situation where Braun gets snuck into the triple threat at Mania for the title, and that's our way of Roman not winning again. But
other than the stupid John Cena shit they keep doing.
Yeah, no, I'm quiet. Let's just quiet. Quiet about that now. Just keep Superman out of this. Let him sit.
Did you see SmackDown last night?
He needs to go to the Red Sun. He needs to sit in front of the Yellow Sun, like when he became Son of Krypton. I just absorbed the sun energy for like fucking month and a half out there in outer space, where the world doesn't know that he's still alive or not, and just let him die out there for a little bit, and then have him come back all superpowered and everything again. Because this desperate shit, damn it, you triggered me. This desperate shit that involves John Cena is unfreaking real. Unfreaking real. He does not deserve this anymore. He is a retired fart now. He is stone commodity is not needed. He could go full rock if he wants to, and he's not. You okay, man? You okay? You okay there, boo-boo? John Cena doesn't matter anymore. Nobody's buying his merch as strong. I don't think nobody's buying
well, we will address that in a second. Get a sip of water.
God damn it, why'd you have to bring his name to
because we have to talk about him because he's in the next match, which is, of course, the men's elimination chamber. Now, I'm going to start off before I call the names.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, first of all, JoJo. The biggest elimination in the elimination chamber ever in WWE history. Calm down. There's only like one more dude in there than ever than the other ones.
I can't believe she snubbed her own boyfriend out, though. You would think last year's elimination chamber would have been the best one for her, but before we do that, we didn't conclude what's going on here, and that is when that situation went down with Kurt and Triple H and all them, they were trying to shuffle him out because he was saying some real low down stuff that Ronda found out about.
Oh, hold on, let me get the graphic back because I had moved on. All right, we're back. Keep going. I
have to say the most important thing about that was the fact that she was, the crossover is real. The mixing of the matching might actually happen because she threw Triple H through a table and Triple H sat there like a bitch. Like he's like, mommy.
I think he was busted open and his lip got busted somewhere in there.
Maybe because of biting his lip, because if you just realize he just got manhandled by a girl. I don't know.
No, not a girl. A fucking former UFC heavyweight champion.
I don't care. She still manhandled him. Meanwhile, Big Show couldn't even get him to go in the air sometimes in the freaking on the showstopper. But no, we get manhandled by Ronda freaking Rousey. Anyway,
well, celebrities have like special powers, dude. At any rate, so we were, as I was saying, JoJo.
Joe.
You need to back off that biggest elimination chamber thing ever. But it was 7 instead of 6.
That's the part I said that, by the way. This is all, between Jonathan Coachman and JoJo, those are all fed lines they have to say.
Oh, I know. I don't blame her for it. But it was the 7-man elimination chamber winner to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. It was Finn Balor versus Elias versus Braun Strowman versus John Cena versus Seth Rollins versus the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz versus Roman Reigns. And what is the theme for the night? It was a good match, y'all. But it was only ever going to end one way.
Mm-hmm.
So, here's the setup for this. Because The Miz had lost the gauntlet match, the phenomenal 2-hour-long gauntlet match where Seth Rollins went 1 hour and 5 minutes, defeated Roman Reigns and John Cena, which, is The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night. Chris Jericho fans, L'Oreal, I put that in directly for you because I know how much of a fan you are of Chris Jericho.
For you. Anyway.
But the gauntlet match was fantastic on Raw. The build up to this match was fan-freaking-tastic.
Mm-hmm.
You could not have asked for a better build up to this match.
Nope.
And the match itself was pretty damn good. We started off with The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor in the ring. Braun Strowman, Elias, Roman Reigns, and John Cena all in pods. It was funny because when The Miz was walking around, they were doing the thing where he got in the face of all the people in the pod. He got to Braun Strowman, and he was like, "What you gonna do, Braun?"
Gorilla Braun in the cage.
Smacked the pod, and nearly had a heart attack.
You ever see that video where the gorilla beats the mirror for the first time? And
the
gorilla just went up and in, press slammed it like, that
Get out of here! Get out of here, other gorilla! Nobody likes you.
Strowman. You know what I really would have wished? I really would have wished that, because these things are plexiplastic. I really wish you didn't want to wait and just kicked in the elimination door. They need to do that one year with him. They need to brawn it through the door. They're not he's like, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm coming for you. Something like that. Just bust through the door, bust through the window. That'd be freaking fantastic. But I have to say, you know who the real MVP of the night was for the Elimination Chamber?
Who's that?
The camera crew. That camera crew did a fantastic job for the women's one, and they did a fantastic job for the men's one. I know they made the Elimination Chamber a little bit more camera friendly too, with the open windows on the top of each chamber and all that stuff. But man, the ones that have to go on the ground, they have to go through the chains just to get the good camera angle shots. The guy that's in the freaking chamber itself, possibly gonna get.
You know who that guy reminded me of? He reminded me of the one guy in War Games who was just stuck there in between the rings and he couldn't go anywhere.
He's between the ring itself, left, right,
there's the two guys, there's the two guys brawling over the, brawling doing crazy moves in between the two rings on the little thing that they put in there, so there wasn't a space for people to slot through. And he's like, "Oh God, please don't come over here! Oh God, please don't come over here!
No way of moving! I have no way of moving!" Yeah, but I just felt like a lot of those situations. And one of them, I could have sworn he was almost going to die because he was right there when Braun threw Roman into the. Or the other way around, when he was trying to go for Roman, he went through the window.
Right.
It was that guy's gonna be dead. That between that and the whole Sasha face when what's her name was doing the speech at the end, Alexa, and he just got that good close up. Like I said, they're the MVPs of the night, man. Those camera guys did an amazing job.
So the story, like I said, you started off. Miz tried to team up with Balor against Seth. Balor wasn't having any of it. He tried to team up with Seth against Balor. Seth wasn't having any of it, so they teamed up on The Miz, and then they kind of all fought. No one was eliminated until everyone was in the ring. It went Cena, Reigns, Braun.
No, the Miz went
Elias.
First. Miz went first.
No. I mean, coming in from the pods.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Elias was last because he won the right to be last. Yeah. But it was. Pretty much the story of the match was right before Elias came in, everyone was teaming up on Braun. And then Braun beat the crap out of everyone. Elias gets in. Elias decides, you know what? Nah. And he just closes the pod door. He didn't want any. He did not want any of freaking Braun Strowman. Everyone gets teamed up on. Everyone ends up on the ground. Elias comes in. He tries to do a couple of moves, gets pinned by Braun. The Miz tries some shit, gets pinned by Braun. John Cena tries some shit, gets pinned by Braun. Finn Balor tries some shit, gets pinned by Braun. Seth Rollins tries some shit, gets pinned by Braun.
Mm-hmm. Now, but also the cool part before that is that all of them did like this Super Saiyan combo finisher where everyone did their finisher on him.
Yeah, they did the quadruple shield bomb on him.
Yeah, they also did they did everything but Roman doing the Superman punch or the spear or whatever one that didn't work. But everyone was getting their things in. They even did the coup de grace.
Everyone got their finisher in. Everyone got their finisher in on Elias. He didn't get drift away. No.
Yeah, and he couldn't get the electric chair, which is his high riser move. He tried.
That's what he was trying to do right before he got pinned by Braun.
Yeah. I thought the DDT was drift away.
It's a swinging net breaker thing.
Yeah.
But at any rate. But yes, it came down to very predictably Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, who had pinned everyone at that point. And you want to know what happened?
You know what? What sucked about that took the piss out of that is it's kind of like if I could explain to the non-wrestling folks about this, it's kind of like someone who had inside information about a boxer taking a dive, and you knew this was going to happen. And you're like, I don't even know why I'm watching this match. I know the dive's going to happen.
It was honestly, for those people who paid attention and not the people who are delusional, it was Mayweather versus McGregor. Because there was no way that McGregor was going to win a boxing match against a boxer. He's an MMA fighter. There are people who are like, "Oh no, he's got fast hands. He's an MMA fighter. He's not a boxer. He's not going to win this match." Sorry,
though
I want him to, but he's not.
There's a difference though, and that is the McGregor match looked consistent and a good chance that he could have won based on how long because they went a lot longer than a lot of people expected rounds. Where we knew the end of this result no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, you knew
there was no. Oh, it could be. Nope, we knew Roman. We knew Roman was going to win the moment he did the 20 Superman punches. Like, you knew Roman was going
to win the moment the match was announced.
Yeah, this is true.
He didn't. We knew. We didn't even know
the announcement. We didn't even need the announcement. We knew this.
Because the winner was going to. We knew the week after WrestleMania 33 that the main event of WrestleMania 34 was Brock versus Roman. We knew it. We knew it.
Yep.
And sure enough, they sat there because that was their purpose for this big 7-man thing. That's the reason why they're going to do the whole thing on SmackDown, which has got me kind of afraid. And we'll talk about that in a second. But they did this because they wanted to keep us, the fans, guessing. But were we really guessing? Nope. There was only ever going to be one winner of this match. And that match was going to be Roman Reigns.
And of course, they Nia Jax the ending of the Elimination Chamber as well.
Yeah, and they had Braun beat the crap out of him and save face. But you know what? I've said this on Facebook. I'm going to say this right now. I might have said this on the last podcast, but I'm going to say it again. Braun Strowman is what they wish Roman Reigns would be.
Yeah, over and powerful. Yeah.
Over and powerful, and he's just so good at everything he does. He can be funny. He can be menacing. He can be, he's every week he impresses me. He is a 300-pound strong man doing a goddamn drop kick. Have you seen him? Have you seen him mule kick freaking Apollo Crews in the middle of his standing shooting star press? Just kicked him straight out of the air and just dead. Apollo's dead.
Even better. Dead. Even better, the Elimination Chamber. He climbed up the side like he was going up a ladder.
And then just threw Miz like he was nothing.
Yep. It's just try that with the Big Show. Good luck with that. That's the important notification here is you have to compare him to the largest athlete, and he didn't even come close. Like Braun is a superhuman in my mind.
He is, but that was Elimination Chamber.
And they're so humble about it. The losses come from the fact that you could shatter him. It's not like he didn't lose because he's got the weak chin or something. It's because you have to pound the fuck out of him just to get him down.
Right.
Unless you're Brock Lesnar.
And then you get to beat him in 10 minutes with one F5.
Yep. Exactly.
Whatever. Yay! Roman versus Brock at WrestleMania. I totally didn't see that happening. That's almost ruined this whole WrestleMania experience for me. It really has. At any rate,
I really hope this is our prediction time, right? Because I really have something I want to say.
Well. First, Elimination Chamber. What do you rate it?
You know, I jokingly said auto F because of Roman winning, but I gotta ground myself a little.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go through the motions and say that this match, this entire pay-per-view, though predictable, was still very technical, very astounding. I'm giving it a B.
Okay, that's fair. It was a really good pay-per-view, but it was only ever going to end one way, with a C.
Auto C, no matter what.
Yeah, yep. C. Yeah, I mean, if they had done anything differently, they would have gotten a letter grade for just that. But I mean, I called it straight up, like who was going to win everything. And yeah, that was in fact Elimination Chamber. But in 2 weeks, when you'll hear from us again, we've got Fastlane to talk about real quick. There are four matches in which have been currently announced.
Obvious, yeah.
The first, they've been officially announced, and those are the ones we're going to talk about because we're not going to speculate. The first one is the U.S. champion Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton. Why? Why? Randall Q. Orton is the reason why I've had 2 liver transplants.
Well, I guess it's the only way to send him off. I don't know. He's going away after this, isn't he?
Is he?
I could have swore that was like goodbye time.
Is it?
I could have swore that was. I heard that.
If it is, I'm all for it. Fuck yeah! If this is Randy Orton, that changes everything.
Not Fastlane, Mania. I don't know what he's doing for Mania, but they got nothing for Mania for him actually.
Good.
Last year Mania was because he was the champion, right?
He wasn't the champion. He faced off against.
No, he was the champion.
Ray?
For the championship, yeah.
No, Bray was the champion at
Mania. Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. Randy Orton.
No, Bray was the champion, but Randy won.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Last year was a championship match.
That stupid bug projector match.
Yeah, but I'm saying that is exact. I'm saying last year was a championship match. I have no idea how they're gonna rein him in. I don't. Unless there's a rubber thing with Roode, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Bobby Roode.
Yeah, Roode.
He's the future. They should have had him 10 years ago. I don't understand why.
I mean, Daniel Bryan was the future too, but they still snubbed him for Randy Orton too. So who knows?
An oldie but goodie. The Usos versus the New Day
I don't care what anyone says. Usos better damn win. Their promos are so hot, on fire. It's ridiculous.
Well, this is actually the question that you've got to ask yourself, because this is ultimately where I think they're going with this. Which one of these teams makes the better win for the Bludgeon Brothers? Because that's what they're teasing.
Oh, then Usos, 100%.
I agree. Usos,
because then you'll get a legit tag match. You're gonna get fluff and fun. I love the New Day. I will never ever take them off the pedestal of how much I love them, but they are fluff and comics, and I need a serious match for WrestleMania. I mean, solid.
You need a serious match for serious business.
Shit's going down for that SmackDown Tag Team title, WrestleMania style. That is what I want. I want the New Day to be the hosts again. I want them to do what they did. Because that's awesome. Because they didn't have a match at Mania. They just did a lot of participation.
No, New Day was the host last year. And you know what? That's actually a great role for the New Day at WrestleMania. And I'm fine with that. But, okay, well, we're so far we're both in agreement. But next, I'm looking at this, and this is ending up a lot of the same way the last pay-per-view is. But let's go ahead. The next announced match is for the World Heavyweight Women's Champion Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott.
Charlotte Flair winning as Charlotte Flair, because that's all we care about. Who's Ruby? I have no idea. Charlotte Flair wins. There's no way she's going to win against Charlotte Flair. There's none.
I don't like Ruby Riott.
Me either.
But I don't know what. Actually, no, I take that back. I do know aesthetically why. Like from a standpoint, she's a great wrestler, and she's exciting. She's a good wrestler. She really is.
I think she did a lot better in NXT if that's the case.
But well, once you get to the main roster, that's a whole new different thing. But the problem is that she's so pale that I can't tell where her chin ends and her neck begins. So it just looks like she's a face on a big neck that goes up to her hair.
This is true. And she's tiny.
I don't know if she's tiny, but she kicked my ass. But I don't know. It's an irrational thing. But I'm with you there. Like, so far, like, nothing I see here. This and the last match, which was recently changed as of last night.
Oh, yes, Mr. Cena. God damn it, again, we're talking about John Cena. Why are we talking about John Cena?
Because somehow he's managed to get himself into the main event of both of these pay-per-views.
You know what sucks about this is we were talking about WrestleMania 31 and how it was Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. And you know what reminded me just now? Ugh, my rant about him not giving a shit about how awesome it would have been if you had a special entrance at WrestleMania like Rusev did when they had that goddamn US versus Russia kind of stuff, and he came out in a freaking tiger tank while John Cena gets the whole weird promo about the Marines and nothing else. John Cena's music runs down, does his normal shit. All
right, then.
Okay, I'm done.
So this is, of course, going in the let's keep them guessing. This is why this has got me a little fucking really scared. Because it is a 6-pack challenge. We're going to call it a Sinister 6-pack challenge. It is the champion, AJ Styles, versus, as of last night, John Cena, versus Kevin Owens, versus Sami Zayn, versus Dolph Ziggler, versus the man who tennis forgot, Boring Corbin. You like that?
Men who
I will never let it go that Baron Corbin cannot play tennis.
Right?
So they keep saying that the reason why they've got all of this is because they want to keep us guessing. If there's any main event that they're going to change, it's going to be the one that they've currently got on SmackDown, which is AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I swear to God, if they make AJ lose this match, you and I are flying to Connecticut with hammers, and we are going to go into Titan Tower, and we are just going to take out everyone we see.
Can we just hire Abel? I know Abel's crazy enough to do that.
Sure, why not? AJ should win this match by all rights. There's no reason.
Well, it's for the title, right? It's for the title, right?
None of these other guys make a compelling opponent for Shinsuke, with the possible exception of Sami Zayn. But we've seen that.
Yeah, that was a great match. That was a fantastic match.
I mean,
Swan song for him. Yeah, that was a great match.
Sammy,
all right, hold on. You're telling me Kevin Owens ain't a good candidate either, or are you
not at WrestleMania? Not at WrestleMania. Kevin Owens is a great match for Shinsuke Nakamura. As a person,
Well, I'll give you this. It is one hell of a downgrade compared to AJ Styles. I'll give you that.
AJ Styles and
any wrestler in that match is a downgrade. Even John Cena is a downgrade.
Exactly. And that's the problem, is that AJ and Shinsuke is the match that we want. It's the match they teased us at Money in the Bank last year when we got a little bit of that. It was the fucking match of the year when they had it at Wrestle Kingdom.
Wait. What happens if this is a Triple H subplot for his revenge against New Orleans from WrestleMania 30? He's like, oh, you clap for that? You got Daniel Bryan to win? Hold my beer. I'm going to make you hate WrestleMania. I'm going to make you hate that the two main events are John Cena versus Shinsuke, and John Cena wins, and Roman Reigns versus Brock, and Roman wins, and you have two champions that have been champions already, and nobody cares about the new guys. This is my swan song mania. Look at it. The reason why I'm saying that is, remember last night, in the Elimination Chamber, when Kurt Angle said, when he cut off Kurt Angle by saying, we're going to sign her and we're going to own the bitch. And we're talking about the fact that they're trying to get a plot twist from WrestleMania freaking 32. Or no, it's 31 still, right? Did 31 Rousey?
Yep, 31.
Yeah. So, they're long game motherfuckers. What happens if John Cena does win this? And he goes off to Mania against Shinsuke just to piss off the best WrestleMania that happened known to the whole for the last decade, WrestleMania 30.
I don't know, man, but
Rollins got the good match. And they have to prove that Louisiana is not always about the good match.
I don't know, man. I just know I want to see AJ versus Shinsuke live.
I want
That's what I want.
I want king cake from you if the prediction happens at Fastlane. With the baby toy and everything.
Problem is that king cake season's over, bro. King cake
season
doesn't.
Give it to me. Bake it yourself.
You don't want that. But at any rate, so we're both in agreement. The champions keep the belts in every single instance that we've just predicted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna be Fastlane predictions.
I mean, this is gonna pretty much be it was good,
but we knew the ending.
But we was only ever gonna end one way.
Real talk though, if John Cena does win, would you give this pay-per-view an A?
If John Cena won Fastlane?
Yes.
No, I'd fail it in a heartbeat.
No, you have to promise me.
If anyone wins,
because then it would decide on the prediction. Besides that,
if anyone wins besides AJ Styles, that means they've ruined my WrestleMania, my live WrestleMania that I'm going to see with my brother and my sister and her fiance. If anyone but AJ Styles wins this match, it's automatic failure for Fastlane. I will anyone but you. But yeah, it's the reverse of that. It's only AJ.
Everybody but
only
AJ. Everybody but AJ better not win.
Everybody but AJ better lose. Everybody but AJ better lose.
Oh God! What happens if he does win and then AJ sneaks into a triple threat? And a triple threat would be John Cena versus AJ Styles versus Shinsuke.
Dumb. Besides, they're already talking about John Cena versus Rey Mysterio Jr.
Didn't WrestleMania always have one one-on-one and the other one? Wait, wasn't there a triple threat for the title at Mania last year?
No. It was Goldberg versus Brock.
Right. And it wasn't even the last matches.
No. Both the title matches were not the last matches. The last match was Roman versus.
Just said that. I just said that. By the way, that's still on the table. I'm being auto-effed.
Apparently not. Apparently they've moved on from that. Apparently it's Cena and Rey Mysterio.
Why?
Because it's time to go. That's why. At any rate, this is still going to come out to be a little bit more than an hour, but it's still a lot less than our normal hour and a half, 2 hour fare. But that's
because you know what? That's because we got too much rope to work with, and we hung ourselves in a lot of the shit that we talked.
Yeah, you'll have to forgive us. We're trying to work with this new format. We'll tighten it up for next time, I promise. But at any rate, we would like to thank the letter L, the number 2, and the letter J.
There's no advertisements this time.
No, there's no advertisements.
What's those?
God damn it. We would actually like to thank All Around for our opening theme Destruction. We would like to also thank Michette for our closing theme Picnic in the Reactor. Like I said, there was no mid range here because we didn't need one. And you are gonna probably hear from us.
Isn't our next pay-per-view also our annual?
Yes.
Here?
Our next pay-per-view will be 3 years now,
give or take.
Let's see, WrestleMania right before WrestleMania 31, right before WrestleMania 32 will be 4 years. Yeah. The start of our 4th year.
Oh yeah, Christmas.
Yep, because we started at Fastlane the year of WrestleMania 31, and so this will mark us going into the 4th year.
Yeah.
Shut up, it makes sense. Anyway, so we will see you next for Fastlane.
Oh yeah.
And for my boy Kane Super What's Snooka, I'm your boy Common Faded Saint saying we will see you on the next podcast.
Later, folks.